Imagine this, getting your entire website online, and I mean everything. Securing your domain, activating your essential SSL certificate, setting up your professional email, even a full WordPress installation, all before your morning coffee even cools down.
Huh, that sounds pretty good.
Right. Today, we're not just fantasizing about that. We're exploring a very practical reality with one of the most recognized names in web hosting, HostGator. We're going to truly dig deep into their story, what they consistently excel at, where they might have a few limitations, and crucially, how you can maximize their services for the best value no matter where you are in the world.
And that's key, the value aspect.
Exactly. This isn't just about launching a site, it's about confidently laying the foundation for your entire online future. Welcome to your deep dive, designed to transform that nagging thought of, I really should start a website, into the empowering declaration, I'm live and thriving.
Love that, turning thought into action.
Totally. If you've even considered hosting in 2025, HostGator has undoubtedly crossed your path. They're everywhere.
Hard to miss them, yeah.
Our mission today is crystal clear: to cut through the industry jargon, demystify the technical aspects, and give you an unvarnished understanding of HostGator's entire ecosystem. We'll meticulously break down the company itself, their diverse plans, the real talk on pricing, what to realistically expect from their performance, crucial security measures, how to secure top-notch support when you need it most, who this platform truly serves best, and then a practical step-by-step setup guide you can follow along with us.
That setup guide sounds super useful.
Yeah, hopefully really practical. And for our global listeners, we'll specifically tackle currency considerations, localized options, and clever speed optimization strategies designed for a worldwide audience. You're about to get a shortcut to being truly well-informed about your hosting options and confidently building your online foundation. Let's begin at the very start. HostGator isn't just another name floating in the incredibly crowded web hosting market. It feels like there's a new one every week.
Oh, absolutely, it's a packed field.
Their journey, which I always find quite compelling, actually began in a humble Florida dorm room back in 2002.
Wow, 2002, that's like ancient internet history.
Right. From those student-driven beginnings, they've absolutely blossomed into one of the most recognizable and widely used hosting brands across the globe. Now, for us, for the listener considering them today, what does an origin story like that and that kind of growth trajectory really tell us about the fundamental strength and stability of their foundation?
Yeah, you've hit on a critical aspect there. I mean, this origin story isn't mere corporate trivia. It's really a testament to how HostGator grew hand in hand with the internet itself. They emerged as the web was expanding rapidly and, demonstrated a remarkable ability to adapt.
Which is key in tech, right? Adapting.
Absolutely essential.
Right.
Their current position as a core component of Newfold Digital, which is this massive conglomerate behind many other significant hosting and web brands, signals profound stability and, frankly, vast, readily available resources.
So not some fly-by-night operation.
Exactly. This means you're not dealing with a fleeting startup that might vanish next year. Instead, you're aligning with a well-established entity that has not only witnessed, but actively adapted to every major shift and evolution of the web. And the sheer scale of their operation is genuinely impressive. We're talking about millions of websites, everything from personal blogs and small business sites to extensive e-commerce platforms and complex agency projects, all currently running on HostGator's infrastructure. That speaks volumes about their proven capability and resilience.
An impressive scale indeed. Given that immense size and their journey from a dorm room to a global player, what are the distinct characteristics HostGator is particularly known for in the market, especially across their global footprint? What makes them, HostGator?
That's a good question. Their reputation truly rests on a few core pillars that have consistently attracted a broad user base. First, and this is probably the biggest one, they are exceptionally beginner-friendly.
Okay, that's huge for a lot of people.
It really is. While many hosts claim this, HostGator's strength lies not just in their one-click installers, but in how their cPanel, that's your graphical control panel, the central dashboard for managing pretty much everything.
Files, databases, email.
Exactly. How that cPanel integrates with their own proprietary tools to simplify tasks like domain management and SSL provisioning. This often makes the initial setup much smoother than with hosts that rely purely on generic cPanel plugins. It significantly lowers the barrier to entry for anyone without deep technical knowledge. Second, they offer a value-driven entry point. They consistently present strong introductory pricing, frequently bolstered by very attractive promotional offers.
We see those ads everywhere, right? The low
Yep,
prices.
those eye-catching deals.
Yeah.
This affordability is often the very first thing that catches people's eye, making it incredibly accessible for new ventures or those operating on a tighter budget. Third, they boast comprehensive offerings. This isn't a niche provider. They offer a broad spectrum of hosting types. You've got shared, WordPress-specific, VPS, dedicated, and even reseller hosting.
So a path for growth.
Precisely. This diverse range is crucial because it allows for seamless scalability. Your hosting can genuinely grow right alongside your website or business without necessarily requiring a complete painful platform migration if your needs evolve significantly. Next, a vital point for any online venture is their 24/7 support. This is available via both chat and phone, acting as a critical lifeline.
Because problems don't happen 9 to 5.
Never. Issues don't conveniently wait for business hours, so round-the-clock help is invaluable, especially for those new to managing a website. And finally, circling back to that global footprint you mentioned, they truly have a worldwide presence. This is evident through their regional websites, which often display pricing in local currencies and provide localized support pages designed to cater to their incredibly diverse global user base.
That global presence brings up a crucial point about data centers. For many, where their data physically resides is becoming increasingly significant, especially with evolving privacy regulations like GDPR and others. What's the general picture there with HostGator, and what should international users be mindful of?
That's an excellent and increasingly important consideration. Typically, for their standard .com customers, the hosting infrastructure and data centers are primarily based in the United States.
Okay, so mostly US-based for the main site.
Generally, yes. This provides important context for expected performance, for a US-centric audience, and for specific regional compliance needs. However, and this is the good news, even with US-based primary hosting, HostGator offers straightforward integration with content delivery networks, or CDNs.
Ah, CDNs, the speed boosters.
Exactly. A CDN effectively supercharges your site by moving cached content closer to your international users, minimizing latency that's the real game changer for worldwide reach. We'll definitely dive deeper into CDNs soon because they're pretty much essential for global audiences these days. Beyond the standard .com offerings, HostGator also strategically operates dedicated regional websites, for instance, for India, Brazil, or Mexico.
So tailored experiences for those regions?
Right. These regional sites often go beyond simple language translation. They provide truly localized experiences. They offer local payment methods familiar and convenient for those markets, and sometimes even present different plan options or pricing structures designed for the local economy. But you highlighted an important question for our listeners. If data residency is a truly critical factor for your specific project, maybe because of stringent compliance requirements like GDPR in Europe, or various local data privacy laws in other regions, then it is absolutely essential to confirm the precise data center location with HostGator support before you make any purchase.
Don't just assume.
Don't assume. This seemingly small detail can, in fact, have very significant implications for legal compliance and user trust, so it's definitely not something to overlook. Check first.
Okay, let's talk plans. Deciphering the right hosting plan can honestly feel like trying to navigate a sprawling, intricate maze, especially with all the different tiers and features. Let's try and make this straightforward.
Yeah, hatchling, baby, business. He gets confusing.
Totally. We're going to map out HostGator's various plans in plain, understandable English. Our aim is to help you confidently pick the one that perfectly fits your specific needs right from the very start without any second guessing.
And building on what you just said, understanding these different hosting options isn't merely about comparing a checklist of features. It's fundamentally about aligning the technology you choose with your project's current lifecycle and, crucially, its future growth potential.
Thinking ahead.
Exactly. Each plan offered by HostGator is quite thoughtfully designed for a specific set of requirements, almost anticipating your needs as your website or application scales. They aren't just presenting a smorgasbord of choices. They're providing a progressive path designed for evolution.
Let's start with the foundation for most people getting online, shared hosting. HostGator offers 3 tiers here: hatchling, baby, and business. Who is this foundational option best for, and what are its core features?
Shared hosting is indeed the entry point for the vast majority. It's best suited for new websites, personal blogs, online portfolios, small business sites just establishing their presence, and simple landing pages. Essentially, if you're not expecting millions of visitors from day one or running a complex, resource-heavy application, Shared hosting is typically your most economical and practical starting point.
Makes sense. Keep it simple at the start.
Right. In terms of core features, they cover all the essentials you'd expect. You usually get a free domain for the first year, which is a nice perk, though it's dependent on the eligibility of your chosen plan and region, so check that. A free SSL certificate, typically via Auto SSL, is automatically provisioned.
Which is non-negotiable these days for security and SEO.
Absolutely. And HostGator's implementation makes it remarkably hands-off. It's not just about having SSL, but how seamlessly it's integrated, reducing a common setup headache. Unmetered bandwidth is also included, which for most average-sized sites means you don't typically have to worry about traffic spikes causing unexpected fees.
Good to know. No surprise bills.
Hopefully not for bandwidth anyway. You also get full cPanel access, which, as we discussed, is your powerful control panel. This comes with the ability to set up professional email accounts, FTP access for file management, MySQL databases, and phpMyAdmin for database administration, offering comprehensive site management. And, a favorite feature for many, the one-click installers for popular platforms like WordPress, making initial setup incredibly easy.
Okay, so with Hatchling, Baby, and Business all being shared hosting, what precisely differentiates them? Why pick one over the other?
The key differences are actually quite straightforward. The Hatchling plan is ideal if you only need to host a single website. It's perfect for a personal project, a focused portfolio, or a very small business site. Just one site, that's the key.
One and done.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The Baby plan steps things up by allowing for multiple websites, making it excellent for individuals or small businesses with several projects, or for those who anticipate future growth and want the flexibility to add more sites later without needing to upgrade their entire hosting type.
So Baby gives you room to grow.
Exactly. Finally, the business plan includes additional features like options for a dedicated IP address, which can be beneficial for specific SEO or security needs, sometimes for e-commerce and other advanced tools, catering to slightly more demanding small businesses or those who want a bit more control and maybe some extra SEO juice.
Now, many of our listeners will be specifically building on a WordPress, which, powers something like 40% of the web now. It's huge.
It really is dominant.
HostGator offers a dedicated WordPress hosting option. What are the specific perks there, and who is this best for compared to just installing WordPress on a regular shared plan?
That's a great question. WordPress hosting is specifically designed for individuals who are certain they'll be using WordPress and desire a streamlined, convenient experience optimized specifically for that platform.
So it's tuned for WordPress.
Right. The specific perks are truly valuable for WordPress users. You get pre-configured caching and essential security basics built in. This saves you a significant amount of setup time and optimizes performance right out of the box. It also includes automatic WordPress updates, a huge benefit for maintaining security and keeping your site current without you having to manually intervene all the time.
That auto-update feature is gold.
It really is. And finally, you gain access to WordPress-savvy support, a team specifically trained to handle WordPress-related issues, which can be a lifesaver when you encounter a platform-specific problem that general support might struggle with.
Okay, so as sites grow and traffic increases, shared hosting can become a limitation. We hear about that a lot. That's when people often look to VPS hosting. Who is this typically for, and what advantages does it offer over shared?
VPS hosting virtual private server is the natural next step up when shared hosting starts to feel a bit constrained, maybe slow or hitting limits. It's best for growing e-commerce stores, membership sites with a steady stream of user interactions, websites experiencing heavier traffic loads, and particularly for developers who require more control and isolation for their projects.
More power and control, basically.
Exactly. The key advantages here are its scalable CPU and RAM, meaning you can easily adjust resources as your site's demands grow, pay for what you need. You also gain root access and SSH, that's secure shell access, which essentially gives advanced users and developers a command line interface to tinker directly with the server, perfect for custom setups and advanced configurations. Critically, it offers better performance isolation compared to shared hosting. This means that traffic spikes or resource consumption from other users on the same physical server won't impact your site's performance as significantly as they might on a shared plan. You get your own slice of the pie.
And for those needing the absolute maximum in power, control, and dedicated resources, the top tier.
That's where dedicated servers come into play. These are designed for high-traffic websites and mission-critical applications where performance, reliability, and security are absolutely paramount. Big e-commerce, major applications.
The whole server just for you.
Precisely. The core benefits are full control and truly dedicated resources. You get the entire physical server to yourself, not sharing any CPU, RAM, or disk I/O with anyone else. This also allows for custom configurations, enabling you to tailor the server environment exactly to your unique needs, down to the operating system and software stack. It's the top tier for those who demand ultimate sovereignty over their server.
HostGator also offers reseller hosting. Who is that designed for? It seems like a specific niche maybe for agencies.
Reseller hosting is indeed a specific and excellent option for agencies, web designers, and freelancers who want to host client websites under their own brand. It allows them to efficiently manage multiple sites while offering a white label branded hosting solution to their clients.
So they look like the hosting provider to their clients.
Exactly. Its unique features include access to WHM, which is Web Host Manager, essentially a super admin panel that lets you create and manage separate cPanel accounts for each of your clients. This gives them their own independent hosting environments under your brand. It also provides flexibility in billing and packaging, enabling you to create custom hosting plans and pricing for your own client base, effectively becoming your own mini hosting company powered by HostGator.
Finally, we can't forget about those who prefer a more visual, less technical approach to building a website. People who maybe don't want to deal with WordPress or code. What's the Gator website builder all about?
Right. The Gator website builder caters to users who prefer a drag-and-drop, no-code solution for building a website.
Okay.
Rather than engaging with a content management system like WordPress, it's all about simplicity and visual editing. Think Squarespace or Wix, but from HostGator.
So a simpler alternative.
Exactly. It's important to note, though, that this operates on a different plan structure compared to the traditional cPanel hosting options. It's a self-contained environment designed for pure simplicity, ideal for those who want to get a basic, attractive site online with minimal technical fuss and prefer not to delve into the complexities or even the flexibility of content management systems.
Okay, let's talk money. We've all seen those incredibly eye-catching headline prices from hosting providers, HostGators included. They look amazing up front.
Yeah, like $1 a month sometimes.
Right. But for savvy users, there's always a crucial detail about renewal pricing that needs to be factored in. Can you help us unpack the reality of that and how it impacts our long-term budget? What's the catch, if any?
You've touched on a critical truth in the hosting industry. The pricing model, which heavily leverages aggressive introductory rates to acquire new customers, isn't unique to HostGator. It's a fairly standard industry practice.
So everyone kind of does it.
Pretty much, yeah. The true insight for you, the user, is that the high switching costs. I mean, moving a website can be a pain, right?
Definitely.
That means hosts like HostGator can often rely on customer inertia once you're settled in. Understanding the very clear distinction between that promotional, discounted rate you get up front and the much higher renewal rate is absolutely key to your long-term budgeting. It's not necessarily a trick, but it's a calculated business strategy that savvy users plan for. You can look at the total cost over several years, and knowing this also empowers you to perhaps negotiate at renewal time or structure your initial commitment more strategically.
That makes perfect sense. Plan ahead for the price jump. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of the money talk. What are the specifics we need to be aware of when it comes to HostGator's pricing structure?
Absolutely. Firstly, the deepest discounts are typically tied to longer subscription terms, often spanning 12, 24, or even 36 months. This is a common strategy that rewards commitment. The longer you're willing to commit up front, the lower your effective monthly cost during that initial term.
Lock in the low rate for longer.
Right. Secondly, while monthly billing is available, opting for month-to-month payments will almost always result in noticeably higher costs compared to those annual or multi-year commitments. It offers flexibility, but definitely at a premium price. Thirdly, that enticing free domain for the first year is usually included on eligible plans. But it's crucial to remember that after that initial year, it will renew at standard market rates, whatever those are at the time.
Which can be, what, $15, $20 a year, sometimes more?
Easily. So when you're budgeting for your second year and beyond, make sure to factor in that domain renewal fee, as it's a separate cost that kicks in. Beyond the core hosting, there are also several valuable features available as paid add-ons. You'll often see these during checkout. These include CodeGuard, which provides automated daily backups with convenient one-click restore functionality. Think of this as your digital insurance policy, a real safety net for your site's data. It's often worth the extra cost.
Backups are crucial.
Non-negotiable. Then there's SiteLock, which offers malware scanning to actively protect your site from malicious attacks and keeps it clean. Domain privacy is another popular add-on. It hides your personal contact information from public WHOIS databases, which can significantly help to reduce spam calls and emails.
Definitely recommend domain privacy.
Me too. And finally, professional email suites are available if you need more robust email features than what cPanel's standard offerings provide, often including advanced tools for collaboration or larger mailboxes, maybe integration with tools like Outlook or Gmail's Business Suite. A significant assurance for many hosting plans is HostGator's 45-day money-back guarantee. This allows you to try the service with peace of mind, knowing you have a generous window to decide if it's the right fit. However, always note that domain registration fees and some of those add-ons we just discussed are typically non-refundable. So it's always wise to check the specific terms and conditions for your region before purchasing, just to be clear on what's covered.
That's a comprehensive breakdown of their pricing. Now, for our global audience, what are the specific considerations they should keep in mind when it comes to HostGator's pricing model? Paying from outside the US, for instance.
Yeah, for our worldwide listeners, there are definite benefits to HostGator's global approach. Their regional websites are great because they often provide pricing directly in local currencies, like Indian rupees or Brazilian reais. And crucially, they frequently support local payment methods that people are used to in those countries.
That makes things much easier.
It really does. It simplifies transactions, removes currency conversion headaches, and makes the payment process more familiar and convenient. However, be aware that value-added tax, VAT, or goods and services tax, GST, may apply based on your country of residence, so always keep an eye out for these additional charges during the checkout process. It might add 10–20% depending on where you are.
Good tip. Watch for taxes.
Definitely. In terms of general payment options, major credit and debit cards are almost universally accepted, while PayPal availability can sometimes depend on the specific region you're purchasing from.
Okay, let's shift gears to performance. What good is a website if it's constantly slow or, even worse, frequently down? Nobody wants that.
Absolutely kills user experience and SEO.
Exactly. HostGator advertises a 99.9% uptime guarantee, which sounds great and is a pretty standard benchmark across the entire hosting industry. But what does that percentage actually translate to in terms of real-world impact and reliability for your site's visitors? Let's unpack that.
Indeed, the host's commitment to uptime is foundational, but the real story of performance involves let's say, a two-pronged approach. Uptime guarantees are critical, a fundamental expectation. However, real-world performance, the actual speed and responsiveness your users experience, also heavily hinges on how you, the site owner, configure and optimize your site.
So it's not just the host, it's also what you do.
Precisely. For the vast majority of low to medium traffic websites, shared hosting with HostGator performs perfectly fine, delivering a perfectly adequate experience. But it's vital to understand the practical limits of shared hosting and to implement proactive optimization. That's truly key to delivering a consistently fast, snappy, and positive user experience, especially as your site grows or if you have a global audience.
So let's elaborate on this 99.9% uptime guarantee. What should users actually expect, and what are its practical limitations? Does 99.9% mean it's never down?
Well, no. The 99.9% uptime guarantee is HostGator's commitment to keeping your site accessible. It actually translates to about 43 minutes of downtime per month, or roughly 8.7 hours per year, which isn't zero.
Okay, that puts it in perspective.
Right. While their service is generally solid in meeting this, it's important to remember that shared hosting, by its very nature, has inherent resource ceilings. You're sharing server resources, CPU, RAM, with potentially hundreds of other users. If you anticipate significant sustained traffic spikes, or if your business is incredibly performance sensitive like a busy e-commerce site during a sale, then proactively considering a VPS or even a dedicated plan is a much smarter move. These plans offer greater resources and isolation, reducing the risk of performance bottlenecks that shared environments can sometimes present.
Got it. So beyond the hosting plan itself, what are some concrete speed optimization tips that you, our listener, can implement today, right now, to drastically improve your site speed, especially for that global audience? These aren't just technical terms. These are truly actionable steps, right?
You're right. These are game changers and often easier than people think. First and foremost, activate a CDN or content delivery network. We mentioned this before, but it bears repeating. Cloudflare's free plan is an excellent starting point and incredibly effective.
Free is good.
Free is very good here. As we touched on, a CDN works by caching your website's static content like images, CSS, and JavaScript at various data centers, called edge locations, around the world. When a user visits your site, that content is then delivered from the closest edge location rather than your main server in, say, the US. This drastically reduces latency and ensures fast loading times for users no matter where they are, essential for global reach. Secondly, choose a lightweight theme and use minimal plugins, especially if you're using WordPress. Simplicity often equates directly to speed. Opt for a lean, well-coded theme, one that doesn't come loaded with tons of features and scripts you'll never use.
Resist the flashy theme with everything built in.
Often, yes. And when it comes to plugins, remember that quality over quantity is a golden rule. Every plugin adds code and potential overhead, slowing things down. Only install essential, high-quality plugins that serve a specific, critical function. Audit your plugins regularly. Thirdly, enable caching. This is fundamental. Implement a robust caching solution. For WordPress, plugins like WP Rocket, which is a paid solution and highly effective.
Heard great things about WP Rocket.
It's generally excellent. Or W3 Total Cache, a free and powerful option, are good choices. Caching works by creating static HTML versions of your pages after the first visit. Subsequent visitors observe these pre-built static pages much faster, significantly reducing server load and speeding up content delivery dramatically. Fourth, optimize your media. Images and videos are often the biggest culprits for slow loading times. They're heavy. Always convert your images to modern, more efficient formats like WebP. Compress them diligently without losing perceptible quality, using tools like TinyPNG, Smush, or built-in theme features. And implement lazy loading, so that images and videos only load as they become visible on the user's screen, rather than all at once when the page first loads.
Don't load what you can't see yet.
Yeah.
Exactly. Saves a ton of initial loading time. Fifth, use PHP 8.x and keep all your software updated. Running the latest stable version of PHP HostGator usually lets you select this in cPanel. Currently, 8.x provides significant performance improvements and often better security over older versions like PHP 7. Regularly updating your WordPress core, themes, and plugins is also crucial, not just for security patches, but also to benefit from the continuous performance enhancements that developers build into new versions. Finally, leverage performance testing tools. Don't guess, test. Tools like Google PageSpeed Insights and GTmetrix offer invaluable diagnostics, giving you a detailed breakdown of what's slowing your site down. When reviewing the recommendations, focus on fixing render blocking assets. That's anything stopping the page from showing up quickly in oversized images first, as these often yield the biggest and most immediate gains in speed.
That's a solid toolkit of optimization tips. Wow. For a listener who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed by that list, where would you say they get the most immediate impact for the least effort? Like the biggest bang for their buck? Oh, good question. The biggest immediate impact for the least effort. I'd say definitely activating a CDN like Cloudflare's free plan and optimizing your images, compressing them, and using a modern format like WebP. Those two alone can make a huge noticeable difference relatively easily.
Okay, CDN and images. Got it.
Yeah. As for the overall bottom line on HostGator's performance, you can absolutely achieve very respectable speed and performance on their shared hosting, provided you implement smart configuration and optimization strategies like those we just discussed. For demanding scenarios, however, such as high-volume international e-commerce sites or those expecting heavy concurrent users, moving up to a VPS plan combined with a robust CDN becomes an incredibly powerful and, frankly, necessary solution to maintain optimal performance and user experience. Shared just might not cut it then.
Makes sense. All right, let's talk security. In the digital world we navigate today, security isn't just a luxury, it's an absolute non-negotiable necessity. Everyone's worried about getting hacked.
Yeah, and rightly so. The threats are real.
Your website's safety really starts at the server level, with the protections your hosting provider has in place. But it also critically depends on your own habits and the proactive measures you take.
It sounds like a dual responsibility, right?
You've precisely framed the challenge. While hosting providers like HostGator implement essential baseline security measures to protect their infrastructure, they have a truly robust and resilient security posture for your individual website is undeniably a shared responsibility.
You can't just rely on them completely.
Not at all. Understanding both what's inherently included with your hosting plan and what best practices you need to adopt and maintain is absolutely crucial for mitigating risks, protecting your data, and ensuring the continued trust of your visitors. It's about building layers of defense, server-side and client-side.
So let's start with what HostGator includes as standard security features. What baseline protections can users expect right out of the box? HostGator provides several foundational security features right out of the gate. First, a free SSL certificate is provided, typically via Auto SSL or Let's Encrypt. As we know, SSL encrypts all data transmitted between your website and your visitors, essential for trust, protecting logins or payments, and SEO.
The little padlock icon.
That's the one. Second, they offer basic network protections, which include server-level firewalls and routine patching of their underlying infrastructure. These measures are designed to keep the core hosting environment secure from broad, common attacks targeting the servers themselves. Third, within cPanel, you have access to various ePanel tools such like IP blockers, allowing you to manually prevent specific malicious IP addresses from accessing your site, and hotlink protection, which prevents other websites from directly linking to and stealing your images or files, saving your bandwidth. These give you some granular control.
Those are good starting points, but it sounds like we probably need to go beyond the basics for real peace of mind. What about the recommended add-ons and best practices? What are those extra layers of defense that our listeners should seriously consider adding to their security strategy?
Yeah, these are truly your extra layers of defense, the things that provide real peace of mind. The first is CodeGuard, which, as we mentioned, is a paid add-on. This service provides automated daily backups of your entire website with convenient one-click restore functionality.
The insurance policy.
Exactly. Think of CodeGuard as your digital insurance policy. You fervently hope you never need it, but you'll be profoundly grateful for it if an unexpected issue, hack, or even just a bad update error ever occurs. It's truly non-negotiable for any serious site, in my opinion. Second, consider SiteLock, another paid add-on often bundled or offered. This offers professional malware scanning that actively detects and helps remove malicious code from your site, keeping it clean and safe from various cyber threats that can compromise your data, infect your visitors, or get you blacklisted by Google.
Finding the bad stuff automatically.
Right. Third, if you're running WordPress, which many listeners will be, a dedicated WordPress security plugin like WordFence, a popular free and paid option, or Security is highly recommended. It provides an additional layer of protection right within WordPress, often including an application-level firewall, a malware scanner specific to WordPress, and enhanced login security features like brute force protection. Just configure it carefully to avoid any potential conflicts with other plugins or server settings. Fourth, and this might seem basic, but it's incredibly effective and often overlooked, strong passwords and two-factor authentication, 2FA. Always, and I mean always, use complex, unique passwords for your HostGator account, your cPanel login, and your WordPress administrator account. Use a password manager.
Don't reuse passwords?
Please don't. And if 2FA is available on your HostGator account, and it usually is enabled immediately, it's one of the simplest yet most effective security measures you can implement to prevent unauthorized access, even if someone gets your password. It's like adding a second lock to your digital front door. Finally, and critically, establish your own backup plan, even if you pay for CodeGuard. While HostGator does perform periodic courtesy backups on shared plans, these should always be treated as a last resort and never your primary backup strategy. They often come with caveats.
Don't rely on the courtesy backups.
Definitely not solely. You must maintain your own independent backup strategy. For WordPress users, plugins like Updraft Plus, free and paid, or Backup Buddy paid, can back up your entire site directly to off-site cloud storage services like Dropbox, Google Drive, or Amazon S3. Regular automated off-site backups that you control are absolutely non-negotiable for true peace of mind. And just as important, test a full restore periodically, maybe once a quarter, to ensure your backups are viable and you actually know how to use them when you need them. A backup you can't restore is useless.
Great point about testing restores. Now, email security is another area that often gets overlooked, but is so vital for a professional online presence and deliverability. What best practices should we follow there?
Absolutely. For email security, especially regarding deliverability, making sure emails actually reach the inbox and aren't flagged as spam, and preventing spoofing where someone impersonates your email address, you need to understand SBF, DKIM, and DRS.
Okay, alphabet soup time, SBF, DKIM, DAppGTang.
Huh. Yeah, it sounds technical, but the concepts are important. These are essentially technical records you set up in your domain's DNS settings, usually manageable through cPanel, to authenticate your outgoing emails. Think of them as digital signatures or credentials that verify your emails are legitimately from your domain. SBF, Sender Policy Framework, specifies which mail servers are authorized to send email on behalf of your domain. DKIM, Domain Keys Identified Mail, adds a digital signature to outgoing emails, proving they haven't been tampered with in transit. DRS, domain-based message authentication reporting, and conformance, builds on these by telling receiving mail servers what to do if an email fails SPF or DKIM checks, like reject it or quarantine it, and provides reporting.
So it helps stop spam and phishing using your domain.
Exactly. HostGator cPanel makes setting up SPF and DKIM relatively straightforward, often with helpful wizards. Implementing these records is vital to ensure your legitimate emails reach their intended recipients and aren't mistakenly marked as spam or used in phishing attempts targeting your brand or customers. It protects your reputation.
Okay, moving on to support. Even the most tech-savvy among us will inevitably run into snags or questions sometimes. It just happens.
Oh, guaranteed. Something always comes up eventually.
So knowing how to get fast, effective support and understanding how site migrations work is truly invaluable for maintaining your online presence without unnecessary headaches or downtime.
You've highlighted a key aspect, maybe even a make-or-break factor for many. The quality and accessibility of customer support can often be the deciding factor when choosing a hosting provider, sometimes even more so than an impressive feature list or rock-bottom price.
If you can't get help when you need it, the features don't matter much.
Precisely. HostGator's commitment to 24/7/365 support channels, coupled with a very robust knowledge base, is specifically designed to minimize downtime and prevent frustration for its users. They understand that issues don't adhere to business hours, especially with a global user base, so help needs to be available around the clock.
So tell us more about these support channels and what users should generally expect when they reach out. Is it quick? Is it helpful?
As mentioned, support is available 24/7/365 through both live chat and phone. Live chat is often the quickest way to get an initial response for common issues. Phone support is there too, which some people prefer. This means that help is literally always just a few clicks or a call away, regardless of your time zone or when a problem might arise. Beyond direct contact, they also maintain a comprehensive knowledge base, which is a vast searchable library of articles, tutorials, and guides. This resource empowers you to troubleshoot many common issues independently, often providing immediate answers without needing to contact support directly. Great for those who prefer self-service or learning how things work.
What about site migrations? If someone is moving an existing site to HostGator from another host, how does that process typically work? Is it easy? Are there costs involved?
For site migrations, HostGator often offers a significant convenience, especially for attracting new customers. New accounts commonly qualify for complimentary site migration services, typically within a limited time frame, often around 30 days post-purchase.
Free migration. That's a big plus.
It can be, yeah. This is especially true and often smoother for migrations moving from one cPanel environment to another, which is a common scenario. However, it's really important to understand that the exact scope and specific terms of these free migrations can vary. It depends on the plan type you choose, the complexity of your site, and sometimes your geographical region.
So not always guaranteed or simple.
It might not cover everything, or there might be limitations. So it is absolutely crucial to confirm the precise specifics with HostGator support before you make your purchase. Ask them directly, will you migrate my specific site from my current host for free with this plan? This way, you'll know exactly what assistance is included and can plan your move confidently, avoiding unexpected fees or complications down the road.
Great advice to check those migration details upfront. Finally, do you have any pro tips for our listeners to ensure they get faster, more efficient support when they do need to reach out? What helps the support team help us better?
Absolutely. You can significantly help the support team help you more quickly and effectively. It's a two-way street. Firstly, be prepared. Before you even open a chat window or dial the phone number, have your domain name, your specific hosting plan details, like baby or business, and a concise, clear summary of your issue ready. Don't make them guess. This saves a lot of back-and-forth identification steps and gets you to the actual problem faster.
Know your info.
Exactly. Secondly, if the issue is reproducible, document the steps to reproduce the problem and capture any specific error messages you encounter. Screenshots are fantastic here. Or just copy and paste the exact error text. Support agents are essentially trying to solve a puzzle with limited information, and providing clear clues makes their job and therefore your resolution much faster. Thirdly, always ask for a ticket number, especially if the issue isn't resolved in the first interaction. This is a small but powerful tip. It provides a unique reference for your specific interaction, allows you to follow up effectively without explaining everything all over again, and ensures that your issue doesn't get lost in the shuffle if it requires escalation to a different department or further investigation. It creates an auditable trail for your query.
Excellent tips. Be prepared, document, get a ticket number. Got it.
Oh.
Okay, we've covered a tremendous amount of ground today. from HostGator's dorm room origins way back when to the nitty-gritty of their global performance and security measures.
Yeah, quite a journey.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener? It's time to clarify if HostGator is truly the right, ideal fit for your specific project, or if you might be better served by exploring other avenues. Let's try and nail that down.
You've hit on a crucial synthesis point. The reality is that no single hosting provider, not even one as large and versatile as HostGator, is a perfect fit for absolutely everyone. It just doesn't work that way. Identifying both the ideal user profile for HostGator and understanding the inherent limitations of the service is just as important as highlighting its strengths.
Knowing who it's not for is as important as who it is for.
Exactly. This comprehensive approach empowers you to make a truly informed decision, one that is perfectly aligned with your specific technical needs, your growth aspirations, your budget, and your overarching business goals. It's about finding the right tool for your particular job, not just grabbing any tool off the shelf.
Let's start by painting a clear picture. HostGator is a great fit for you if who's the ideal customer?
HostGator truly excels in several common scenarios. It's an excellent choice if you're a first-time site owner who desires straightforward, affordable hosting with a genuinely user-friendly interface like cPanel. The learning curve tends to be much gentler here, reducing that initial setup stress and confusion.
Less intimidating for beginners.
Definitely. It's also perfect for creators, bloggers, coaches, and local businesses whose primary goal is simply to establish a solid online presence, share content, or showcase their services without needing extreme enterprise-level scale from day one. Get online reliably and affordably. If you're building portfolios and landing pages, HostGator provides reliable hosting for static or semi-static content that doesn't demand intensive server resources, making it a cost-effective and perfectly adequate choice. For agencies and freelancers utilizing reseller hosting, as we discussed, it's an ideal platform to efficiently host and manage multiple client sites under your own branding. It offers both the control you need via WHM and a professional appearance to your clients, without the huge overhead of maintaining your own physical servers.
A good business tool for them.
Yeah, it can be very effective. And finally, if you're a WordPress user who specifically appreciates ePanel, HostGator is a strong contender. You'll benefit from the familiarity and extensive control offered by cPanel, combined with the power and flexibility of WordPress, all within a generally well-supported environment.
Okay, so that covers who it's great for pretty clearly. But for balanced perspective, when should someone actually think twice and perhaps look elsewhere before committing to HostGator? Are there specific scenarios where it might not be the optimal choice, maybe even a poor choice?
Yeah, you should definitely think twice, or at least do more research, if your project falls into a few specific, high-demand categories that really push beyond the capabilities of a general-purpose shared or even standard VPS hosting model. For instance, if you're building a high-scale software-as-a-service SaaS application that absolutely requires extremely low latency globally, guaranteed uptime service level agreements, SLAs, beyond the standard 99.9%, like 99.99% or higher, and dedicated, highly scalable cloud infrastructure right from the outset. Well, HostGator's shared or even standard VPS offerings might not be robust or flexible enough for those initial mission-critical demands. You'd probably look at cloud providers.
Like AWS, Google Cloud, Azure.
Exactly. Those kinds of platforms. Another area for caution is if you have strict region-specific data residency requirements. This is crucial for certain regulated industries like finance or healthcare, or specific countries with strong data sovereignty laws. If your project absolutely must have its data hosted in, say, Germany or Singapore, and HostGator's available data center options don't explicitly guarantee that for your chosen plan, then you need to explore alternatives that offer those specific geographical choices and guarantees.
Can't compromise on compliance.
Absolutely not. Lastly, if you're planning to deploy a complex application based on microservices or a containerization architecture using tools like Docker or Kubernetes that requires highly specialized cloud environments and orchestration tools, then HostGator's traditional hosting offerings, shared, VPS, dedicated, generally won't be the right fit. These advanced setups demand a more specialized cloud provider designed specifically for managing containers and microservices.
Okay, that makes sense. Given those specific scenarios where HostGator might not be the ideal choice, what are some of the key alternatives our listeners should consider for similar entry-level needs, or perhaps for those more advanced requirements?
Sure. For listeners looking for shared or managed WordPress peers, other companies operating in a similar space services like SiteGround, A2 Hosting, or DreamHost are often compared. They offer similar entry-level or slightly more managed options, each with their own unique strengths in terms of specific features, maybe slightly different performance profiles or varying support structures. It's worth comparing them.
Good to have comparison points.
Always. If you're a developer seeking a cloud VPS for more raw power and granular control, maybe moving beyond HostGator's VPS, then unmanaged options like DigitalOcean, Linode, or Vultr are excellent choices. They typically require more technical expertise for setup and ongoing maintenance. You're managing the server yourself, but they offer immense flexibility, offer better raw performance for the price, and more control for specific development needs. And for those seeking fully managed WordPress hosting, may be willing to pay a higher price point for significantly more hand-holding, advanced WordPress-specific features, and dedicated expert support than premium providers like Kinsta or WP Engine specialize in offering dedicated, high-performance WordPress environments. They handle many of the technical burdens like updates, security, and scaling for you, but usually at a noticeably higher price point.
So different tiers for different needs and budgets.
Exactly. HostGator fits well in that beginner to intermediate space with paths upward, but these alternatives exist for specific other needs.
Fantastic. Now for the truly actionable part, the moment where we go from theory to practice. This is where you, our listener, can actually hit pause on this deep dive, grab your laptop, and build your website right along with us.
Let's get hands-on.
Yeah. We're going to walk you through setting up WordPress on HostGator step by step with specific optimization tips geared for a global audience baked right in. This is your 30-minute or maybe slightly longer global setup guide.
You're right. The perceived complexity of launching a website often deters people from ever starting. It seems overwhelming. By breaking it down into these manageable, practical steps, we aim to completely demystify the process and empower you to take direct control of your online presence. Each step in this walkthrough has a clear why behind it, ensuring your site isn't just online, but also performant, secure, and ready to engage a worldwide audience from day one.
Let's get started. Step 1, picking your plan. Seems simple, but crucial.
Okay, for step 1, picking your plan. The choice is straightforward based on what we discussed. If you only need to host one website, the Hatchling plan is your most economical starting point. Don't overbuy. If you envision having multiple sites now, or you anticipate future growth and want that flexibility, opt for the baby or business shared plans to give yourself ample room to expand without needing an immediate, potentially disruptive upgrade later.
Step 2, getting the best deal possible, saving some money up front.
For step 2, apply the best promo link. Don't just go to homepage. Always ensure you're using the best available promotional link or coupon code to secure the deepest discount. We always try to make sure those are up to date and easily accessible for you through our resources. This is a simple, yet very effective money-saving step that can significantly reduce your initial outlay, especially on those longer terms.
Step 3, choosing your domain name and, crucially, what to consider for privacy.
Right, for step 3, choose your domain. Aim for a .com if it's available and makes sense for your project, as it remains the most universally recognized and trusted top-level domain for global reach. If your desired .com is taken, consider alternatives like .co, .io, .net. Or if your primary audience is very local, a country-specific TLD like .ca for Canada or .uk for the United Kingdom might be better. Importantly, during checkout, add domain privacy. This is usually a paid add-on, maybe $10, $15 a year. It's highly recommended. It masks your personal contact information, name, address, email, phone, from the public WHOIS databases, which significantly helps in reducing unwanted spam calls and emails directed at you as the domain owner. Worth a small cost.
Step 4, navigating the checkout process strategically, avoiding unnecessary extras.
Yes. Step 4, check out strategically. To secure the lowest possible monthly rate, lock in a longer term, typically 12 to 36 months, keeping in mind those renewal rate jumps we discussed earlier. Pay more upfront, but save monthly. Then carefully review and uncheck any paid add-ons you don't strictly need right now. They often pre-check boxes for things like Site Lock, Code Guard, SEO tools. You can always add features like Code Guard or Site Lock later if your needs evolve or your budget allows. This helps manage your initial costs and avoids impulse purchases you might not actually use.
Step 5, logging in and accessing your main control hub, the cPanel.
Okay, step 5, log in and access cPanel. Once your HostGator account is active, you'll get confirmation emails. Log into your main HostGator customer portal using the credentials you set up. There, you'll easily find a button or link to navigate directly to your cPanel. This, as we defined earlier, is your central graphical hub for managing all aspects of your hosting account, domains, files, databases, email, software installers, everything.
Step 6, installing the mighty WordPress quickly and, more importantly, securely.
Exactly. For step 6, install WordPress with the one-click installer. Inside cPanel, scroll down and locate the software section, or look for an icon labeled WordPress installer, Softaculous, Fantastico, or Quick Install. The name varies slightly sometimes. Click it. Follow the intuitive prompts to install WordPress onto your chosen domain. This process is remarkably quick, often just requires selecting the domain, maybe the directory, leave blank for root install, and setting admin details. A critical security step here. When prompted during installation, set a unique administrator username. Absolutely avoid using the default admin, as it's the first thing hackers try. And create a very strong, complex password using uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. Use a password generator. This is your site's primary key, so make it virtually impenetrable.
Step 7, enabling that crucial SSL certificate and ensuring HTTPS for security and trust signals.
Right, step 7, enable SS and force HTTPS. HostGator typically provisions your free SSL certificate automatically shortly after domain setup and DNS propagation. Maybe it takes an hour or so. Once it's active, you can check in cPanel's SSL TLS status section, log into your newly installed WordPress dashboard, go to Settings eGeneral in the left menu, update both your WordPress address, URL, and site address URL fields to begin with HTTPS instead of HTTP. Save changes. This simple change forces all traffic to use the secure, encrypted connection, showing the padlock and protecting data. Vital for trust and SEO.
Step 8, supercharging your site for global visitors with a content delivery network, making it fast everywhere.
Yes, step 8, connect a CDN. This is highly recommended for optimal global speed, even on shared hosting. Integrate a content delivery network like Cloudflare. Their free plan is exceptionally robust and popular, and often sufficient. You can typically do this in one of two main ways, either by changing your domain's name servers at your domain registrar to point to Cloudflare. They guide you through this. Or sometimes HostGator offers a direct Cloudflare integration option right within cPanel, which can streamline the process. This ensures your content is delivered quickly worldwide by serving it from geographically closer servers, reducing load times dramatically for international visitors.
Step 9, choosing a theme that's clean, responsive, looks good on phones, and prioritizes performance.
For step 9, pick a clean, responsive theme. Once WordPress is installed, you need a theme. Select a lightweight, fast-loading WordPress theme. Popular options like Astra, GeneratePress, Cadence, or even the default WordPress themes are often good starting points. While heavy page builders or themes with tons of built-in features offer visual convenience, they can significantly slow down your site if not optimized properly. Prioritize speed, mobile responsiveness, and good coding practices over excessive bells and whistles, especially initially. A slow site is a frustrating site for your visitors.
Step 10, installing only the essential plugins to keep your site lean, mean, and efficient. Don't go plugin crazy.
Definitely resist plugin hoarding. For step 10, install essential plugins. Focus on quality and necessity, not quantity. You'll almost certainly want a caching plugin like WP Rocket, paid and highly effective, or W3 Total Cache WP Super Cache, free options, to speed up your site by serving static content. For SEO, install Rank Math or Yoast SEO. Both have great free versions to help optimize your site content and structure for search engines and drive organic traffic. For an extra layer of security, consider WordFence or Secure Security, free versions available, but configure them carefully to avoid conflicts. And for backup, unless you're paying for CodeGuard, use a plugin like Updraft Plus to send automated backups directly to offsite cloud storage like Google Drive or Dropbox. That covers most core needs. Add others only if absolutely necessary.
Step 11, setting up your professional email address and, importantly, ensuring its deliverability so it doesn't land in spam folders.
Right, step 11, email setup. First, create a professional email address, such as you@yourdomain.com, directly within cPanel's email accounts section. This adds a crucial professional touch compared to using a free Gmail or Hotmail address for your business or project. Then, critically ensure those SPF and DKIM records we discussed earlier are properly configured in your DNS settings, also usually managed via cPanel's Zone Editor. This vastly improves email deliverability and prevents your legitimate emails from being marked as spam. For heavy email sending like newsletters, transaction receipts, or high-volume marketing, strongly consider dedicated email services like Brevo, formerly Sendinblue, Mailgun, or Amazon SES. cPanel email is great for low-volume personal use, but not designed or reliable for bulk sending.
And finally, step 12, your crucial pre-launch checklist, the last things to double-check before you officially announce your site to the world.
Yes. Step 12, your launch checklist. Before you shout about your new site from the rooftops, pick these off. Ensure you have all key pages in place. Minimally, a home page, an about page, a contact page with a working form or details, and ideally a privacy policy and terms and conditions. These are essential for credibility, user trust, and sometimes legal compliance. Configure your menus and permalinks. Set up your main navigation menu, appearance menus, so visitors can find their way around. Also, set user-friendly permalink structures. Settings. Permalinks, usually postname is best for clean URLs, which also helps with SEO. Submit your XML sitemap. Your SEO plugin usually generates this at yourdomain.com, sitemap.xml, to Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tools. This explicitly tells search engines about your site structure and helps them discover and index your content more efficiently. Run a performance test one last time using Google PageSpeed Insights and GTmetrix. Focus on addressing any major red flags, especially concerning oversized images you might have uploaded, caching issues, or slow font loading. Aim for good scores, especially on mobile. And crucially, perform mobile and region testing. Seriously, grab your phone, maybe ask a friend, and check how your site looks and functions on different screen sizes. Use your browser's developer tools for emulation. And, if possible, test loading speed from different geographical regions using a VPN or an online tool like GeoPeeker to ensure it looks great and performs reasonably well everywhere your target audience might be, truly optimizing for global reach before you launch.
That is an incredibly thorough walkthrough. Thank you. Building a website is one thing, as we said. Maintaining and growing it efficiently over time is entirely another challenge. These next pro tips are specifically designed to save you headaches, time, and maybe even money down the line, helping your online presence not just survive, but truly thrive long-term.
That's a vital distinction, isn't it? Launching is just the beginning. These aren't just quick fixes. Proactive management and strategic long-term planning are what truly distinguish a thriving, healthy online presence from one that is constantly plagued by problems, security scares, and inefficiencies. These tips aren't merely about operational efficiency. They're fundamentally about future-proofing your site and ensuring its continued success in an ever-evolving digital landscape.
Let's jump into these key pro tips. What's the first one that you see people often get wrong? Maybe something that seems simple but has big consequences.
First, and I really can't stress this enough, especially in the WordPress world, keep plugins lean. Resist the siren call of installing a plugin for every tiny little function. Every additional plugin adds code, increases the potential attack surface for security vulnerabilities, can slow down your site, sometimes significantly, and increases the chance of conflicts with other plugins or WordPress updates.
The death by 1,000 plugins scenario?
That's exactly. Fewer, well-maintained, high-quality plugins with specific critical functions are always better than a bloated bundle of overlapping or unnecessary ones. Be ruthless in your plugin audits periodically. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Is it actively providing significant value? Is there a lighter way to achieve this, maybe with code snippets or a better theme? Deactivate and delete what you don't truly need. Second, and this is crucial for avoiding disasters, use staging for big changes. Before you implement any major updates, we're talking theme changes, significant plugin overhauls, custom code modifications, even major WordPress version updates. Sometimes clone your live site to a subdomain or a separate directory. This creates a staging or development environment. HostGator sometimes offers tools for this, where plugins can help. Test everything there thoroughly, functionality, appearance, speed, ensuring no breaks or conflicts, before you push those changes to your live production site that your visitors see. This prevents unexpected downtime and public-facing errors, saving you a massive amount of stress and potential lost revenue or reputation.
Test in private before going public. Makes sense.
Absolutely. Third, monitor uptime and speed proactively. Don't just assume your site is always online and fast. Set it and forget it is a recipe for trouble. Use external monitoring tools like Uptime Robot, they have a generous free tier, to continuously check your site's availability from different locations, sending you alerts via email or SMS if it goes down. For performance, use tools like Google Lighthouse, built right into Chrome DevTools, or run regular PageSpeed Insights GTmetrix tests for ongoing performance audits. These regular checks allow you to catch issues, whether it's an unexpected outage caused by the host or your own changes, or a sudden slowdown often before your visitors even notice, protecting your reputation and ensuring a consistent user experience. Fourth, and perhaps the most critical for genuine peace of mind, nail your backup strategy. We talked about installing backup plugins or using CodeGuard. Schedule daily automated backups. Ensure these backups are stored off-site, meaning on separate cloud storage like Dropbox, Google Drive, Amazon S3, or a dedicated backup service, not just on your hosting server, because if the server fails, your backups fail too. And critically, as we mentioned before, test a full restore at least once a quarter, maybe on your staging site. A backup is only truly valuable if you know for sure you can actually use it to recover your site successfully, when disaster strikes. Don't just assume your backups are working, verify them.
That testing part is key. An untested backup is just hope.
Exactly. False security. Fifth, plan for growth proactively. Don't wait until your site is crashing under load. Be proactive. If your website traffic starts climbing steadily, or if you plan to introduce significantly more demanding features like a full e-commerce store with many products or a busy membership portal, proactively plan your migration from shared hosting to a VPS, virtual private server, before you start hitting the resource ceilings of that shared environment. Talk to HostGator support about options. This proactive approach avoids painful performance bottlenecks during peak traffic, prevents unexpected downtime, and stops you from delivering a frustratingly slow user experience right when your site is becoming popular. Trying to react and migrate during a traffic crisis is far more difficult, stressful, and costly.
Get ahead of the curve.
Precisely. Finally, a crucial tip for managing costs and avoiding unpleasant surprises. Set a renewal reminder. We talked about those price jumps. Put a calendar alert for yourself, maybe 30 or even 45 days before your hosting or domain renewal date. This gives you ample time to review your current pricing, assess whether your current plan still meets your ongoing needs, research competitors if you're unhappy, and, critically, to chat with HostGator's billing or retention support about potential options, loyalty discounts, or new deals they might offer to keep you as a customer. Don't let those much higher renewal rates catch you completely by surprise and impact your budget without preparation. That's often where people feel sticker shock and frustration with hosting providers. Be prepared to negotiate or switch if necessary.
Those are fantastic practical pro tips, thank you. Okay, we've covered a truly vast landscape of information about HostGator today, but sometimes it all boils down to those very specific burning questions that you, our listener, might still have lingering in your mind.
Yeah, the what about this questions.
Exactly. So let's quickly address some of the most common inquiries we hear, and then we'll distill everything we've discussed into a clear, concise list of pros and cons, giving you the straight top you need to make your final decision.
That's an excellent approach. These common FAQs often highlight areas of real concern or uncertainty for many potential users. Addressing them directly helps to clarify any lingering misconceptions, reinforce the practical advice we've shared throughout this deep dive, and solidify your understanding of how HostGator operates in these specific real-world scenarios. It helps fill in any remaining gaps.
All right, let's dive into some common FAQs. First up, probably the most common, is there really a money-back guarantee? And how long is it?
Yes, absolutely. Many of HostGator's hosting plans, particularly their shared reseller and VPS plans, come with a generous 45-day money-back guarantee. This gives you a solid window, over 6 weeks, to thoroughly test the service and ensure it meets your needs and expectations. However, it's important to remember, as we noted with pricing, that domain registration fees and certain add-ons, like maybe dedicated IPs or specific software licenses, are typically excluded from this guarantee. So, always check the specific fine print for your chosen plan to know exactly what is refundable if you decide to cancel within that 45-day period.
Okay, 45 days, pretty good. Next question. Can I host multiple websites on just one plan, or do I need a separate plan for each site I want to build?
You absolutely can host multiple sites. HostGator's Baby and Business Shared plans are specifically designed to allow you to host multiple domains and websites under a single hosting account. The entry-level Hatchling plan, however, is restricted to just a single site. So choose accordingly based on your current needs and, importantly, your anticipated future needs. If you think you might launch another site soon, Baby is often the better starting point.
Do I get email included with my hosting plan, or is that going to be an extra cost I need to factor in?
Yes, cPanel email hosting is included with many HostGator plans: shared, reseller, VPS, dedicated. This allows you to create professional email addresses like your name at yourdomain.com right from your hosting dashboard, using tools like webmail or configuring it in desktop mobile clients. However, as we discussed in the setup, for mission-critical business inboxes needing higher reliability, larger storage, advanced features like shared calendars or robust spam filtering, or for any kind of high-volume sending, you might be better served by considering more robust, dedicated email services like Google Workspace or Microsoft 365, which are paid services separate from your hosting. cPanel email is fine for basic use, though.
Where exactly are the servers located for HostGator? Does this impact speed or data residency compliance?
This is a common question. For most of their standard .com customers, particularly those buying shared or standard VPS plans, the servers are typically located in U.S.-based data centers, often Texas or Utah. However, HostGator's regional websites, like HostGator India or Brazil, often utilize local or region-specific data centers and offer different billing support. For optimal global speed for all your visitors, regardless of the main server location, we strongly recommend using a CDN, as discussed. If strict data residency, hosting data only within a specific country like Canada or the EU, is a critical compliance factor for your project, it is absolutely essential to confirm the precise data center location options directly with HostGator support before purchasing, as the default US location might not meet your requirements.
Is the uptime really 99.9% as they guarantee? How reliable is that in practice? Should I trust it implicitly?
That is indeed the guarantee stated in their service level agreement for most plans. And generally, real-world results are solid, with HostGator maintaining a reasonably good track record for uptime over the years, comparable to other major hosts in their tier. However, 99.9% still allows for some downtime, about 43 minutes a month, and no host is perfect. Outages can happen due to maintenance, hardware failure, or network issues. So especially for business-critical sites where every minute counts, you should always implement your own independent third-party uptime monitoring, like Uptime Robot, to verify performance yourself and get immediate alerts if issues arise. It's always best practice not to rely solely on the provider's own reporting for crucial projects.
Is there a monthly billing option available if I really don't want to commit to a long 1-year or 3-year term upfront?
Yes, monthly billing is available for most HostGator hosting plans. It offers maximum flexibility if you're unsure about long-term needs or just want to try it for a short period beyond the money-back guarantee. But be aware, and this is important, it is noticeably more expensive on a month-to-month basis than locking in those longer terms, 12, 24, or 36 months, which come with significant promotional rates. The longer the initial commitment, the deeper the discount you typically receive. So monthly billing is a trade-off. You gain flexibility but pay a higher price per month.
And finally, one we touched on but good to reiterate. Do they migrate my existing website for free if I'm moving from another hosting provider?
Often, yes. They do offer free site migration services, particularly for new shared, reseller, or VPS hosting accounts, usually within a limited window like the first 30 days after purchase. This can be a huge value add and saves a lot of technical hassle. However, the exact details, limitations, like number of sites, complexity, source host compatibility, cPanel to ePanel is easiest, and eligibility can vary by the specific plan you choose and sometimes your geographical region. So our advice remains firm. Always confirm the specifics of a free migration offer directly with their sales or support team before you complete your purchase to ensure your specific site qualifies and you know exactly what assistance you can expect. Don't assume it covers every scenario.
That's fantastic clarity on those common questions. Thank you. So boiling everything down now after this entire deep dive, what are the clear pros, the definite advantages, and the cons, the potential drawbacks of choosing HostGator? Let's lay them out for our listeners to help them make that final decision.
Okay, let's summarize. Starting with the pros, the advantages of HostGator. First, it's undeniably beginner-friendly. The intuitive cPanel interface combined with one-click installers and often helpful knowledge base makes getting started relatively easy, even for those with limited technical experience. Second, it offers strong entry-level value. Those frequent promotions and low introductory prices make it a very affordable launchpad, especially appealing for new projects, personal blogs, or small businesses operating on a tight budget. Third, there's a wide plan range. HostGator provides an easy and logical upgrade path as your website grows, allowing for relatively seamless scaling from basic shared hosting up to VPS or even dedicated servers without necessarily having to switch providers entirely. Fourth, their 24/7 support via chat and phone means assistance is generally available whenever you might need it, regardless of your time zone, which is crucial for troubleshooting unexpected issues. And finally, that 45-day money-back guarantee on many plans offers a generous trial period, allowing you to test the service with significantly reduced financial risk compared to hosts with shorter guarantee periods.
Now, for the other side of the coin, the cons, or potential drawbacks to consider. The most significant, and the one that causes the most complaints online, is the renewal rate jump. Those attractive promotional rates often increase dramatically at renewal, which, as we've stressed, requires careful budget planning to avoid sticker shock when that first renewal bill arrives. Second, like any shared host, shared hosting has inherent resource ceilings. Performance can be constrained during periods of very high traffic or if other users on the same server consume excessive resources. It's the nature of sharing, and while generally fine for many, it's not isolated performance. Third, some crucial features that many consider essential, such as reliable daily automated backups with easy restores, CodeGuard, and advanced proactive security scanning, SiteLock, are often offered as paid add-ons. This means the attractive base price might not include everything you ideally need for full peace of mind, increasing the total cost. Lastly, for some plans, particularly the lower-tier shared options, the data center choices might be limited, primarily to the U.S. This could be a significant factor for projects with very strict data residency requirements, where hosting data in a specific country or region is a non-negotiable legal or compliance mandate.
Okay, that's a very clear pro-con breakdown. So after this comprehensive deep dive, considering all the nuances, the history, the plans, the pricing, performance, security, support, the whole package, what's the final verdict on HostGator in 2025? Who is it ultimately for, and what should be our main takeaway message?
The final verdict is this. For the vast majority of first-time site owners, small businesses establishing their initial web presence, bloggers, digital creators, and even growing agencies leveraging their reseller options, HostGator truly stands out as a reliable and incredibly affordable platform to launch and effectively grow your online presence. It provides all the essential tools, a user-friendly environment that lowers the barrier to entry, and generally responsive support to get you started and then scale relatively easily as your needs evolve over time. However, if your project demands heavy-duty, absolutely consistent high performance right from day one, like a complex SaaS or high-volume e-commerce, or has very strict data residency compliance needs that require specific non-US server locations, or requires enterprise-level service-level agreements with guaranteed higher uptime and faster support responses, then you might need to either step up to HostGator's higher tier VPS or dedicated server plans, or proactively explore specialized managed hosting providers or public cloud alternatives like AWS, Google Cloud, Kinsta, WP Engine that cater specifically to those advanced requirements. The real beauty of HostGator, in my view, is that you can start smart and lean with their accessible and affordable entry-level plans. Get your idea online quickly and then scale when you're truly ready and your project justifies the increased cost and complexity, rather than overpaying upfront for resources and features you don't need yet. It offers a solid, well-trodden stepping stone into the digital world for a huge number of users.
Wonderfully put. We've navigated the ins and outs of building your digital foundation with HostGator, tracing its journey from that Florida dorm room all those years ago to its massive global reach today. You, our listener, now possess the knowledge to confidently pick the right plan for your specific project, to optimize it effectively for speed and robust security, and to generally navigate the sometimes daunting world of web hosting with absolute clarity and confidence. As you consider your next steps in building or enhancing your online presence, remember this fundamental point. The true power of a website isn't just in its beautiful design or its compelling content, but in its profound ability to seamlessly connect you, your ideas, or your business with the entire world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your choice of host, while often invisible, is so much more than just renting server space. It's the invisible, essential bridge that makes that crucial connection possible and reliable. So, equipped with all this insight from our deep dive today, the final question really is, what will you build on that bridge?